Well, it may be one of our coldest months, but did you know that January actually one of the hottest times to buy or sell a home here in the Twin Cities? Local real estate professional Dave Fry from the Fry Group from White Bear Lake is here with us at 11 o'clock, and thanks for coming by.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And this is something that certainly might surprise people, but you do say this is actually a good time to think about selling or buying.
Yes, it is. Actually, from a buyer's perspective, if a seller's on the market right now, they're motivated. If they're willing to leave their, 10 to below outside like we have today,
Yeah.
and they're willing to leave, they're serious about selling their house. So you've got a motivated seller out there. Plus, we've got some stagnant inventory from the fall, so there's always that part of it. From a seller's perspective, if we've got a buyer this afternoon, 10 below, 2 o'clock, they want to go look at a house they're ready to buy. So from either side of it, if people are willing to venture into our weather, they're serious.
Yeah, so motivation, a big word, obviously, when we're talking about this in the winter. Some of the benefits to selling your house in the winter and some of the things that maybe sellers should be thinking about as far as presenting the home in these kind of conditions.
I think the biggest things this time of the year is make sure that sidewalk is clear, the driveway is clear. That's probably, you get ice around the front steps very easily. Ice dams is probably the one that gets missed the most, but when you think about looking at anything you're going to buy, your first observation is what you see. So ice dam is a big deal if you can get those taken care of.
Big deal. I read something too in the information that you guys had sent us. Temperature really important also inside of the home.
Yes. Yep. Comfortable. We want to save the money. We've always been told 68, but for showings, you want to get it between 70 and 72. Cold is not comfortable or inviting.
Okay. Some timing things as well. First, for buyers, is there a certain time of the month here in January that you should be thinking about placing a bid?
Well, there's a theory out there to placing in that first week of the month because the seller's just written a check that they didn't want to write one more time on a house that they've already left. That's kind of probably splitting hairs. When you're ready, probably more than anything, when you're ready, make the offer because you don't want to get into competition. So that's probably the bigger thing on timing.
Okay, also reading here that sellers should list their homes on a Thursday. Why a Thursday?
I'm a big believer in that because once it goes into the MLS, the multiple listing service, and you put the pictures in, and it gets, in essence, emailed out to anybody that's looking at a home in that range, they're probably going to be looking Saturday. So the closer or nearer that property is in the forefront of your mind, the more likely they're going to take a look at it. Creates more motivation. So
overall, here with the housing market here in the Twin Cities, how are we doing? Winter, summer, spring, whatever.
We're doing good. We're doing very well. I think probably an even-keeled market right now. Not necessarily buyer, not necessarily sellers, but from an economic perspective, probably very healthy.
Okay.
So yeah,
we like to hear that.
Yeah.
And we're busting a myth here today. Actually, is a good time to get out there and maybe start
looking
for a home.
We get that all the time, and there's second week of January is when our year will kick off. Year in, year out.
Okay. Well, hey, we appreciate the time today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Dave Fry here with the Fry Group.